this out, guys. This is what we've been working on while we've been kind of missing on the old YouTube channel. But what we have going on this year for 2018 is my little racer is moving up. No more electric ride-on races. This used to be what we used to do. These little buggies, we used to race those at the county fairs and derbies, and they amassed quite a collection. But the twins are 9 years old, actually going to be 10 this month. So what we have done is we've stepped up and sold a bunch of their crazy off-the-chart ride-ons, and we have purchased what's called a Mini Wedge. For those of you that aren't familiar with circle track racing, this is a miniature version of a late model race car. And basically what this is it's a super safe go-kart. You know, you guys have seen the cheap ones at the sporting goods stores and stuff. Well, this thing's got like a legit roll cage. There's a bunch of rules. It's got a 5-point harness, racing seat. There's no way he's going to be thrown out of this thing. It's even got the side restraints, and he has to wear a bunch of safety stuff. So this video basically is going to be an introduction to Mini Wedge Racing. Take this with a grain of salt. I am not familiar with circle track racing. As you guys will see in this video, there is tons of setup procedures and things that you can adjust, like the caster adjustment of the spindles here. You know, you've got your camber, you've got your offset, you've got stagger, you've got weight distribution. But basically, I am hoping to turn our channel into my son's future racing career. I didn't make this up, but he's been given the name of Kid Drift. His name is Riley, and hopefully one day this kid's going to be in NASCAR Truck Series. That is his dream, his goal. If all else fails, he's going to be an underwater welder, he tells me. So he loves fabrication, building things just like his dad. So let's just get into this. So what it is, it's a steel chassis, zero suspension on it. There are strict regulations on what size wheels, what size motor, very limited modifications. But if you guys can tune these things, you can get a little bit more power out of them. Right now they're allowing you to change the air filter, but nothing inside the crankcase. It literally has a sealed cased motor. Our first race was supposed to be last week, and it got rained out. Tomorrow, which will be the second week of the points series, it's raining right now, so more than likely we're not going to have racing. So I thought, hey, let's come out to the shop and share with YouTube what we've been doing. We still do crazy off-the-chart ride-ons, but Mini Wedge is going to be our focus. So yeah, here we are. Okay, so I heard about these a couple years ago. Called Mini Wedge. I'm like, what the heck is that? I googled it. I'm like, those are sweet. Long story short, the price of the car itself, you're going to be looking at between $3,000 and $4,000. And then on top of that, parents, you have to have a fire suit, a full face helmet, a race radio system so that you can communicate with the race officials. Depending on who built it, you might have to buy your own 5-point harness, side nets. You got to have fireproof gloves, arm restraints, neck brace. I think I said fire gloves. I mean, so all in, you're going to be at about $5,000. And that's with, you want to more, if you guys are competitive, and I'm hyper competitive, I mean, I am drowning myself in YouTube videos and learning how to do things like maintain clutches. I've never messed with gas before. So this is it, guys. I'm coming out of the closet. I'm no longer an electric guy. I have crossed over, and now I'm not full on gas, but I'm not as scared of it as I used to be. It's number 35 chain. We're running a max torque clutch, and that's something you got to maintain constantly, I've learned. Otherwise, they start seizing up, and it locks up and bogs down the car, and it's just been a pain in the butt. So we are running, oh, I guess I should talk about the series. This is called American Ethanol Mini Wedge Association. I'm going to put the link in the description, probably on the screen right here. And basically, they have a set of rules, guidelines, rules. I printed them up here. There's a bunch of rules for the car as far as the roll cage, thickness, the wheelbase. It's got a way for, oh, and there's 2 different classes. You kids can race these from ages 6 to 9, which my son is last year of being 9, and then 10 to 14. And in this younger group, it has a restrictor plate on the carburetor, so it really cuts down on the air coming in. So, he's got in this lower class right now, which he's kind of bummed about. But if he moved up, which the builder said that he probably could, but then he wouldn't be able to move back down. So we're going to try out this last year, and hopefully we add to the hardware up on the wall there. But there's a bunch of rules. I'm not going to print them up or anything, but I'll put the link. But you have to have a car that weighs, with the driver, a minimum of 335 pounds. I think it's 375 pounds for the older group. And the reason I bring that up is this is stuff that you don't anticipate. That white bar right there, that is a 40-pound lead ballast bar. It's like $100. So there's things that add up, because we had to have that to have the minimum weight. Because if he wins the feature and then he goes at the end to tech, and anything is, if he's too light, if he's got a cheating motor or whatever, because trust me, there's all kinds of hop-ups you can do to these. Bigger cams, bigger cam springs, racing carburetors, racing mufflers, blah, blah, blah. We're not going to get into all that, but Jeremy Lang over at H&M Chassis built this car, and basically all I did was put the Custom Kidz Cars tweak to it. We did our own graphics. As you guys can see there, disregard the lower battery. It's actually a ride-on battery, because the cheapo Amazon LiPo battery I got is dead. Won't even hold a charge. But yeah, he won't be able to race with this, I don't think, because it'd be a distraction, they said. But we put LEDs on it, some underglows. So let me cut off the lights here. I think it's cool. Our little remote, this is what we do. Sound activated. Boom, 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 boom. Pretty cool, huh? But, it's got the remote. We can change RGB colors. All different kinds of stuff. But we're going to do fairs and parades, things like that. So this will be pretty cool. Obviously, Custom Kidz Cars, I'm here solo, is the title sponsor, as you can see. And now we are currently actively seeking sponsors. Our first ones, I got to give a shout out to Mount Pleasant Tire Service. Basically, sponsors is very important in racing because it's not cheap. You have constant costs every week, pit passes. Your car maintenance is the minimal of it. There's just a lot of things, membership, association fees, and travel costs, and hotels, and but sponsors are huge. If you anybody with businesses and they can throw you a few $100 to help pay for tires and chains and sprockets and fuel and oil, that's cheap stuff. But basically, I wanted to do this video because I'm super excited. This is a chance that I never had. We grew up super poor. We were the family that the church brought the food to. So I'm trying to present my son. Maybe I'm living vicariously, but the dude loves it. You know, it's motivated him to do better in school because we told him can't race without good grades. You know, blah, blah, blah. A little bit of motivation because he's not into the whole football, baseball stuff. He's like me. I'd rather turn wrenches. So how this works is it does have a twin piston hydraulic brake. This gas pedal used to look like this one, but I wasn't the happiest with it, so I actually robbed this from our junior dragster. It's just a little bit more precision, and he can vary the throttle a little bit better. You got pretty good adjustment as far as steering wheel height. It's got the quick release steering wheel, 5-point harness. You know, the way that they did the chassis, another shout out to Jeremy over there, is that dual bar right there. It's got 2 bolts, and you can slide it to get your weight adjustment if you want more front bias weight. It's going to be another big expense, guys. I said $5 grand investment. Well, you're probably going to want, if you get competitive, you're going to want wheel weights or scales. I'm sorry, they're probably $1 grand. Yeah, we've got some coming. You're going to want a backup motor. Obviously, you want to get, I thought I had it around here somewhere. Oh, over here. The tires are so small, we're literally going to use a bike pump, so we don't have to carry around a compressor with us. We could bring an air tank, but to adjust the air pressure, we're just going to use a bike pump. I highly recommend getting a good quality tire pressure gauge. This one is specifically for kart racing. It only goes up to 15 psi. We've got spare clutches just because I don't like to say we can't race the feature because of something happens. So we've got basically a spare set of everything, just like a real race car team, except for a spare car. And then, guys, you're also going to need a way to get the car to the track. Yeah, so you need a trailer, a pickup truck, and again, these things are between 300 and 400 pounds, so have good backs. If you guys are looking into these, I highly recommend getting the plastic front end because it holds up to the abuse a lot better. I'm glad I'm getting a video of this now, and we've only had 2 practices. Actually, we've got a little track out back, and we did have some fun with the neighbor, or the, I'm sorry, not the neighbor, but the builder's kids. They both race. And they were fighting for the inside line, and it might be hard to see, but my son already took out the girl's car, brand new white car, and put a nice little dent in it. Got it up on the jack stands right now. I had the kids out here doing maintenance. The tires were really dirty, so we actually took those off and scrubbed them with a brush. Right now I'm running it without the air cleaner top. I'm going to see if that stays clean and it gets a little bit more airflow in there. It's about, you know, trying stuff out. So again, we're going to be using our Garmin Virb. It has GPS and a whole bunch of other features that we're going to be showing on our future videos. Super excited about that. So that'll be front mounted. In that view, it's going to show his like hands and his head a little bit and stuff. And then we've got a bunch of GoPros. We're going to have one facing back, so as he's passing people, hopefully, not people ramming into him,